Everybody quiet on set.
Wait. Waar gaat Dikkie alsjeblieft?
Go for it. Thanks. I know, it looks so cute. Always. Cute. Always. That's what you gotta do. Enjoying some sparkling water.
I go upstairs. When you're done, you call me, okay?
Yes, my darling.
Pleasure.
Please be on standby, okay?
I go upstairs. When you're done, you call me.
Oh, just a little bit of bubbles to get us ready for the day. Okie dokie. I usually wear this dress with a shirt, a t-shirt, but like okay? Anyway, okay, cool. So we are going to start in 5, 4, 3. Hello, what is happening? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much. I am so happy that you have clicked on this and have decided to join me. So for today, I will be discussing with you my second trimester update. Oh, excuse me. I've been drinking bubbles. Sparkling water bubbles, by the way. In today's video, I will be sharing my second trimester update with you guys. Otherwise, for those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Masako Marite, and I am a TV and film makeup artist and wardrobe stylist, and I'm obviously here to share those things with you. But currently, lifestyle-wise, I am preggers. So I am sharing this lovely journey with y'all, and I hope that you stay and that you enjoy and that you are pushed to subscribe to this channel so that we can get to know each other better. So let's get into it. If you are a mommy to be, if you are a mommy already, if you have just found out that you're going to be a mommy, support during a time like this is so key. Okay, bozala bonatle. It is exceptionally hot, so I'm just going to be dipping down here to get some water. Oh, I cannot tell you. The thirst is so real. So first things first, we are here and we are on our marks because we are in a race. It is a race that you are going to run. And there are victories to be won at the end of this race. So the weeks 14 to 16, I am calling that on your marks. So one of the major decisions that you have to make during these weeks is that you kind of have to at some point start imagining and thinking about whether you would like to have a natural birth or a C-section. There's no pressure to, have to make this decision necessarily right now in your 14th week, but it's just something to think about, something to consider as far as your pregnancy plan is concerned, because once you get pregnant, pretty much this is all you think about: how you're gonna do it, where you're gonna do it, how intense it is and all that. There's so many aspects to it, but these are pretty much the two where you get to decide, okay, are we doing it naturally or are we having a C-section? Each to their own, right? There's no pressure to do either or. Mommies, you have to really just chuck out this whole super mama is a mama that does this or a mama that does that. We are all super mommies because we are mommies and mommies to be. And pregnancy is really a difficult thing to do, and it is really important to make sure that the most important elements to be considered are that of keeping mommy alive and that of keeping baby alive, so that we are both healthy, so that we can bring a child into this world, so that you can live all the way. Okay, so compare, just do what is best suited for you. Cool beans. So, around this time, on your marks is week 14 to 16. I had decided whether I wanted a natural birth or a cesarean, and I was being put on progesterone, which is a hormone, and it really just helps to keep everything intact, help baby grow beautifully in my womb, keep the sac good, and all that jazz. One of the things that I definitely it's so weird. Some people do like the weirdest things out here. They like will stop and take selfies. But okay, anyway. So one of those pregnancy things, I genuinely sometimes just lose my train of thought. Excuse me. We are getting back into it. So one of the symptoms that I had was that I had headaches mostly because, and it was so frustrating because it was hot and I was getting these headaches and I didn't know what to do. I'd drink water, I'd eat, I'd do all these things trying to get rid of this headache, and it was just on its own time frame. Like it would come and it would go, but it was really, really uncomfortable. And when I obviously went to the gynecologist and told him about it, we didn't really get around it. It was mostly just drink more water and, try and eat, smaller portions of food, but more regularly during the day. So that kind of helps sometimes, but not all the time. It's like a trial and error type situation. That's why I also was more stricter with my meal times, because entering the second trimester a little less tired than the first trimester, and you just sort of start introducing food on a more stricter level, because sometimes I would just be so tired. I would eat like in the morning and then I'd sort of like laze around and then eat my next meal at around 3 o'clock, which was really just like an inconsistency of like intakes of meal, and the fact that nutrition is very important during this time, hydration is very important in this time. So I physically had to actually take time in prepping some things, prepping some snacks, just so that there was something that I was actually putting into my body because of the changes that were happening. Because now obviously we are in a new stage and baby is growing differently in this stage as well. Therefore, you have to nourish yourself fully so that, things like warmer headache and whatnot can slightly just be, dealt with. That's also another thing I didn't actually mention in my first trimester update, is that you are, once you find out that you're pregnant, you're then told by your doctor to start taking vitamins. I'll just insert a picture of the Prego Mega Plus vitamins that I'm taking, with a couple of extra supplements, depending, but these are all things you have to discuss with your gynecologist. You have to take things very easy and be just very aware of everything that you do. But yeah, so that was one of the things. I was like, okay, I bought like a special where there was like a 2 for $400, and I was like, luckily we happened to do that. But I was just like, if we run out, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? But luckily we never got to experience that. So we were just very fortunate in that regard. So insomnia was one of the things that was sort of started kicking in. Nothing hectic, just that I was waking up more and more in the evenings to go to the bathroom, and sort of like my appetite increased from the first trimester, definitely, because then I'd have these episodes where I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I was really hungry. But that's when I started buying things like smooth yogurts, nectarines. I'd boil eggs and just leave it in the fridge. Crackers and cheese, little things like that I could just easily grab and put in my mouth, and sort of chew on half asleep, because you're going through like these slight hunger pangs, and I'm just like, this is the most irritating thing to go through, because to begin with, I wasn't really a midnight snack kind of girl. I love my food, but I love my sleep more. So this was just like insane. And my fatigue was slightly sort of kicking itself out. I wasn't as tired as the first trimester. First trimester just got me, and it was so intense. I couldn't believe how tired I was getting. So for like second trimester was more of a, my body started to change. I started to sort of feel aches here and there and things like that. So warm baths were definitely a thing for me. I had to make sure the temperature wasn't too high. Obviously, you don't want to raise your temperature too much, but definitely baths in the evenings were like so amazing, because I started to have like slight bits of backaches. But love was just stunning, because he would just work those out, and he still continued with the foot rubs and just like the belly massages. So he was just so caring. I truly love that. Then you must get set. This is weeks 17 through to 19. This is pretty much where Mogele was starting to be, like in honeymoon season. And I feel like this is the part where I'm just like starting to feel like I'm acing this pregnancy thing. I'm just really getting the groove of things. I'm starting to sort of enjoy it. Your belly starts sort of, it's showing. It's obviously not rounded, but it's showing. Because I'm a plus size girl, this entire time it just looked like I went from having, because I didn't have that big a belly. I had a belly, but it wasn't prominent. So now, in the first trimester, it was just like mokaba. You understand? Ish. But I'm sorry I had to say it like that. But like now, at least like by week 17, it was like, okay, hey. It was looking a little more pregnant than beer belly. You understand? So that just makes it so much nicer. Because then I remember I actually was getting really excited for Love to start taking pictures, because we did take a couple of pictures in the first trimester, but I wasn't mad about it. But now I was like getting excited, energy, like I was going through a bit of baby blues in the first trimester, heavy baby blues, but like this time around, man, I was getting my energy back, appetites back. I remember I made Love such a nice meal, and like things were just, they were coming along, man. Um, and I had lovely conversations with my girlfriends, and because they were just working and reminding me, of the person I was before. I just got shocked and blown out of the water by the whole pregnancy thing, because you kind of, it's almost like it's suddenly load shedding, man. You know what happens when load shedding happens. Lights are off, and all of a sudden it's like you don't know. I don't know, man. Something actually, my man. I get in Gare. And I felt like first trimester was like, it was just like load shedding. And then now that I'm, in second trimester, it was like, okay, cool. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. And my love was so cute, because, we started cooking, and he just was buying cute things to make like cute recipes. And I established sort of like a routine in the morning. Just wake up, make the bed, shower, read, journal, little things like that. So then I started feeling like these little bubbles, and it just felt like little tap 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 tap. It just literally felt like someone was tapping their foot right at the bottom of my belly, and I got so excited, and I was like, oh my god, babe, I'm feeling this and this. And I push his hand like really hard against my belly, and I'm like, can you feel it, can you feel it? And he's like, slightly, because it was very faint, but it was just so exciting. It was just so exciting. So like, oh, second trimester, got like this part of the pregnancy was just like incredible, because we're getting so excited. You can feel the baby, taking pictures. I'm getting myself back and all that jazz, and it was just like so lovely. I used to usually feel them in the evenings. Yeah, man, it's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff, definitely. Um, I also got a chance to buy like a little cute pill box for my vitamins and the extra vitamins that I was taking. Just pretty much just getting all cute and stuff, and just really excited about, this new journey. Um, yeah, then I went for a checkup, and the gynecologist saw it fit for me to do a glucose test. That was done like week 18, very early, 17, 18. I'm not really sure, but I just wrote it down here. But like, once he told me about it, and I had to set an appointment, go Lancet, to go do it. I checked out and I researched, and I kept on seeing how people were doing this test so much later in their pregnancy, and I just kept on thinking about all the aspects, and I was just like, at that point I felt a little bit insecure because I was getting heavier, like at a regular pace, nothing alarming from what he would say because I would ask, but I felt a little fat shamed, to be honest with you. I felt a little fat shamed. I just felt like it was like, no, let's just do this glucose test because, you know, you're overweight, and we just typically assume that because you're so overweight, you definitely are prone to get gestational diabetes. But I just prayed about it, and even when I spoke to my love, he was like, baby, you should be gaining weight. Baby's getting bigger, you know. He was just so lovely about it, and how my baby's in a mansion, and such a cutie pie. But like, I'm grateful for those kind of things because I don't know, I just started doubting myself. It was just like, I don't understand what's going on. This doctor who hardly says much was making me feel so like out of it, because that's when I started panicking, because it was around the time when I had to do my glucose test and testing for Down syndrome. So I went and got the whole glucose test. I'll probably insert like a little snippet, but of me coming back from it. I don't think I took a video of me actually there because it was just. This is for if I ever use this footage. I have just come back from a 2-hour glucose test. That's basically when they test to see whether you'll possibly get diabetes during your pregnancy. Chances are it's due to the fact that I've got some people in my family who have diabetes, and Baba might be a big Baba. So that is the possibilities of why they're possibly taking those tests. And also the Down syndrome tests. I am really giving it such non-medical names. But that's what they were checking. And yeah, I'm just super hungry because I had to fast overnight, 8 to 10 hour fast, and I'm super hungry. I'm snacking on an apple, killing it, basically just taking a breath or two so that I could actually speak to you guys. But what I really want to do is just bite into my apple because I'm that hungry. Otherwise, yay! I wasn't the happiest. I had to fast for 10 hours before I went to go take the test, and then I got there and I did 3 rounds of it. Most people usually do 1 round, and that also just made me feel weird. And then the nurse there also asked me, she's like, why did the doctor actually schedule this for you? And the gynae didn't know that I have some family that has diabetes, and because that was not a question that he asked, and that's also why it pertained to me thinking that he was just doing all this because I was a plus size girl. I am a plus size girl. And then she's like, oh no, maybe baby's big. And in my head I was like, well, you know what, lady, he didn't say any of that to me. He just told me that some mummies possibly get gestational diabetes at some stage during pregnancy. So we're just doing a check just to make sure that you don't have any of that. But yeah, some of these things I insinuated. So anyway, Hi guys. We're at the doctor's office at the gynecologist, and this is going to be my 20th week scan, anatomy scan. So that's what we are here for. Super excited to see baby again. Should be a good time. We have both agreed that we don't want to know the sex of the baby. Right, baby? It's gonna be a surprise.
It's gonna be a surprise. The lighting.
I know, it's okay.
Gotta hit it from my side.
Yeah, because I look amazing.
We're gonna wait to find out the sex. We're not gonna do it today. Um, although it might be hard to miss.
Of course. So now we're a little early because we have to. There's a lot of people that come through. So we just make sure to be a bit early so that we can be attended to first. I'm halfway through getting my hair done and my nails done. I had to stop so that I can make my appointments and yeah, come see our baby. I'm super excited. Getting back to some good news, my skin started actually responding to some of the remedies that I'd been, like hacking my face, because the breakout was just like, wow, it shocked me and my love. We were both like, we don't know what's going on. You understand? Like, you understand? Yo, Mogele. Neck, melasma. I had like a whole sort of, it almost looked like a mask of just like a dark patch, and then on top of that the acne was on top of that. Like, it was literally, it covered my forehead, it covered my cheeks. It was just like, wow, we had never seen this, but we were treating it and it was slowly but surely starting to sort of clear around this time. Introduced a little bit of pregnancy yoga around this time. I was really just loving it and enjoying it. And another thing is, during pregnancy you have like the most vivid dreams. It feels so real. No, but it was just things I was scared of happening, you know. Pregnancy is such a hectic thing. It is, as much as it's a blessing, it's such an important task to carry a life, and the anxiety that comes with that is so intense because you worry about everything, every test that happens. Lord Jesus, please, I pray that everything comes back okay. I don't know what I'm doing. It's the first time that I'm doing it. Oh, it was just so scary. Wow, but yeah, like it's, and these dreams being so vivid and feeling so real. I think there were times where I just wake up crying, and luckily my love was there just to cradle me and just to be like, everything's gonna be okay, and like, you're gonna be okay, you're a great mom, you're doing a great job, everything's fine, You just need that constant positivity around you and that support. I call my mom, I chat with my friends, about what they were doing, just to also just, be outside of the pregnancy thoughts for a little bit, to just, think of some things that are happening outside, like how we'd usually have chats on the regular. Nasal congestion, sinuses. I've had people complain about sinuses in my life so many times. I never understood it up until this pregnancy. I woke up with a blocked nose, and in my head I'm thinking, oh goodness, do I have a cold? Keep on ginger tea, lemon and ginger water, like just nasal congestion sprays and all these things, trying to, get my immune system going, because during pregnancy your immune system is a bit weaker than usual. So the last thing you want during this COVID time, the last thing you want is to get like sick. Of course, a little increase in the libido, which was amazing. Oh, it was just lovely. It was just so lovely. Just so lovely. Marathonville was just lovely. So I'm like, second trimester injury. So lovely. Baby was kicking more frequently. The kicks were getting bigger. Like everything was just like it's just like being like on a ride, and everything's just getting more and more real, more and more real. And once you hit the 20-week mark, you're just like halfway there. I was so happy. I remember that morning, I was so flippin' happy. I was like, love, it's week 20. We made it to the halfway mark. Like, it's just that, just getting out of first trimester. Once you hit that 20-week mark, you're like, okay, the baby's fine. I'm fine. I'm doing a great job. I'm getting the hang of this, and I'm going. And you're getting excited, man. Yo, stretch marks, Jared. Appa. And they just came through, and they were like these dark stretch marks. I'm like, yo, Tate Mudima, how are a tester, man? Like that apple. We are dying for it. We are dying for it because just when my acne had cleared up and I had flawless skin again, I had a stretch mark, and I was like, ish, why? I guess it's okay. It's okay. I didn't fret too much about it. It was a little scary. It was like, oh my god, what's happening? And I keep thinking about after, once this ball deflates. You understand? Huh? Ish. But man, we'll get there. It's okay. At the time, it was just like, oh, cute belly, cute belly, cute belly. Now it's like, oh, this is a bit of a heavy belly. You understand? Do you understand? Like, even turning around in bed, I was like, it's starting to feel real. My hair started growing thicker, darker, longer, body hair on my arms, on my legs. These guys I've been plucking, but I decided to just let it go because it was getting so sensitive around this area. Super, super thirsty. Stay hydrated. Really stay hydrated all the time. I made it a point to like drink a lot of warm lemon water, and I was baking what are those all bran muffins. I was making a lot of all bran muffins. I was eating them on a regular because, like, yay, ain't nobody got time for constipation. Especially when you're going through so many body changes and everything feels so sensitive and everything feels like it's about to just drop. That's the last thing you need. Like, I didn't need that pressure. You understand? I had to take on a lot of veggies. Guys, veggies are not necessarily my favorite, but yeah, I was eating them. Yeah, just generally baby playing a lot in the evenings, feeling baby a lot more. And then around week 26 was the first time I experienced my first Braxton Hicks contraction, and it was so exciting because my belly just like tensed up. It was literally like a little baby was going like, and just tensed up, and everything was like hard, like incredible. Because you hypotalk. It's a little uncomfortable. It's not painful, So in that moment, I was just like, oh, this is so amazing. Hit the 26-week mark, and you're just like, can you dig it? So yeah, that's when I started to huff and puff and really just, really be a part of the gang. Yeah, but Tobaloring, they start breathing heavier. But I was okay with it. It's all right. Just like I said, I was just taking everything in my stride at that point. So second trimester really was a good one. To be honest with you, I'm getting that ugly line. But before I get up, because I'm drinking this water, I probably need to go pee soon. But we're still in a safe place for now. I'm just going to close off this little segment of the second trimester update with a lovely scripture as well. And I will be reading from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verses 4 to 10. This is also a lovely scripture that really, for me, just embodies the second trimester and what it means to me. So, in like the heading is the call of Jeremiah. So verses 4 reads, "The Lord said to me, I choose you before I gave you life, and before you were born, I selected you to be a prophet to the nations. I answered, Sovereign Lord, I don't know how to speak. I am too young." But the Lord said to me, Don't say that. You are too young. But go to the people I send you to and tell them everything I command you to say. Do not be afraid of them, for I will be with you to protect you. I, the Lord, have spoken. Then the Lord stretched out his hand, touched my lips, and said to me, Listen, I am giving you the words you must speak. Today I give you authority over nations and kingdoms to uproot and to pull down and to destroy and to overthrow and to build and to plant. So for me, this lovely scripture, and what I got out of it is that all of this is an entire change. And I've been entrusted with this child of the Lord, and even though in my head I'm constantly overthinking what kind of mom I'm going to be, what kind of lifestyle we're going to have for this poor child, am I ready, am I doing this and this right, waiting on my results, waiting for this and that and the third, sometimes just blaming yourself for things that happen or occur and things like that. And in your mind, there's so many lies that you tell yourself, because you're just like in such a vulnerable space and a new space. If not again, I don't think it will get like much easier. I think it'll be a matter of just knowing what pregnancy is like, but you're forever just wondering if this little baby that you're carrying, is this baby safe? Are you doing a great job? Is this baby going to come out fine? All those things that you go through. But the Lord says that he has chosen you. He has chosen you, and he will protect you, and he will guide you, and he will definitely, it's like, don't worry. When I read that part where he says that I will, put the words in your mouth that you're supposed to say, all I'm thinking is he's going to give me the strength that I need to deliver this baby. He's going to give me the strength that I need to pass a particular test. He's going to give me the strength I need for every little obstacle that I'm going to come through, and that I'm going to face rather during this pregnancy. So for me, I just feel like, in all honesty, trust in the Lord, pray, have devotion, just have things that are going to motivate you and put you in a positive space so that you can be a better mom mentally, so that you can just prepare yourself for everything else and know that you are doing amazing, and know that you're doing a great job, and that all will fall into place in the right time. And remember that God has chosen you to bear the seed, bear this little one, and bring him to the earth safe and sound. So yes, we are just going to end that right there and there. I will catch you on the next one. Listen, if you completely just enjoyed this video, if you found yourself, resonating with, some of the things that I said, or have, or are going through this experience, or are going to go through this experience, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Let me know, what are you going through? How is your second trimester treating you? What are the things that that you have gone through? What are the things that I didn't mention that you are going through? Because one of the things I realized is that our pregnancy journeys are definitely not the same. And, some have gone through certain things and they know how to work around it, and what they had to do to, I don't know, get over some pains or this, that, and the third. But I'd really just like us to, support each other and, freely comment on what your thoughts are and how you're feeling, even if it's a matter of just, sending a comment and saying, listen, this is how I'm feeling right now. Feel free. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bona. Zala ke tla go bona ke